going on, good people? Happy Saturday to everybody. Happy Saturday to everybody. How we doing out there? Let me know if the audio is good. Let me know if the visual is good. Give me a thumbs up and just let me know if I'm good in the comment section. Make sure you hit that like button on the way in. Let the algorithm know that we in the building so we can let other Giants fans know that we in the building. Hit that like button. Appreciate everybody for vibing with me already. Shout out to everybody that's already tuned in. We got some things to talk about. I'm feeling very good. I'm feeling very excited. We got real preseason games next week. So next time you see me live, Giants would have played their first preseason game. And we're going to have some things to talk about then too. Shout out to everybody early in the building. Heart and Finish in the building. What's going on? Quick roll call. My man Maurice is in the building. He said, yep, Jersey is here. That's a fact. OKC Donald says another one. Is it Sama? Jay Sama says, yo. Hirsch for real. What's going on, Hirsch? He says, hey, Dash. My man OKC says, I don't like how we racking up the injuries. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it, man. They got some that might be concerning, some that just, might be load management. We'll figure it out. My man Prophet in the building. He says, yo, first time tuning into your live Giants stand up. Salute to you. Thank you for tuning in for the first time. Hopefully we don't disappoint. We have a good time here, man. Late night Giants talk. It's not about me just yapping. It's about the comment section and everything else. Hopefully you enjoy yourself, my brother. Pablo Vilez, what's going on? He says, what's up, Big Dash? Salute. It's been a while. Pablo Vilez in the building. Armand, what's going on, Armand? Yeah. What's going on? He said, what up, Dad? What's going on, Armand? How we doing, man? How we doing? Thank you for the 27 people in here strong, man. Listen, 2 weeks in. 2 weeks of training camp in the books. Tyrone, what's going on? Tyrone Luann, what's going on? Jay Simon says, I seen your comment on the Rich E show. Oh, with the fake fan. Yeah. Rich Eisen, yeah, the guy was wilding on that show. Whoever the guy called in had us winning 2 games. I think it was 2 games. I told him, I said, yeah. Somebody send me that man's phone number. We could talk. Or either send him the link so he can hop in here. Pause. But he was a Debbie Downer for sure. And Rich was having a fun time hearing that guy talk, man. Disrespectful. He had us with 2 wins. I believe it was 2 wins. Yeah, that's highly disrespectful. What's going on, Paul? Paul in the building. Hirsch says Abdul can't be stopped. I'm not even talking about Abdul was bugging too. On Big Blue Kickoff Live. Abdul was bugging too, but listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. He said Paul the Bull says, what's going on, Paul? How we doing? Luann says Rich is a Giants fan. I don't know. Is he? Is Rich a Giants fan? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. That's a good question. I don't know. Ryan, what's going on, Ryan? How you doing tonight, fella? Shout out to my man Ryan from Ryan Big Blue Podcast. If you're not subscribed to that channel, make sure you guys go ahead and do that. Lil Flame, what's going on, Lil Flame? He says, have you heard of I know? Is that I know I smoke hip hop? He been hating on Dart so bad, but Dart had a pretty good training camp, especially towards the end. A lot of people hating on Dart, man. Listen, in the beginning, I wasn't too fond of Dart either, man. But once you put on that blue, I gotta ride with you. So, but I haven't heard what he said. You let me know what he said. You said is it I am smoke or is I don't know how you pronounce that. Amon says national media underestimating us. Underestimating us. I think. Nah, that's a fact, man. Listen, and it wasn't Eisen doing it. It was a Giants fan that called in the Rich Eisen show that was wild. And then we know Big Blue Kickoff Live dude was wild and talking about we threw Daniel Jones under the bus and he was mad at P-Dot, mad at John for always talking trash about. Listen, man, if you care that much about Daniel Jones, go hang out with the Colts. We passed that right now. We in 2025. Ryan says, love the background and banner you got going on. I appreciate that. I'm working on some things, Got to keep refreshing things, new ideas. You know what I mean? What's going on, Muhammad? He says, we in the building. Let's get it. I hope all is well with you, my brother. I'm feeling a lot better. For the people that were watching the videos this week that I put out, you heard it on my voice. I was sick. I'm feeling better. I'm still not 100%, but I feel good enough to be on here talking to my people, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. My man Revis Island, Raekwon, what's going on? He said, I can't wait till this joint practice leak going for 1,500 yards and 12 touchdowns. I love it. I absolutely love it. Listen, and we're gonna talk about too, because I want to talk with these preseason games coming up. I think it's time to talk about, who's gonna get this playing time, and who we don't want to see in preseason, or who we think is cool. We just gonna save them for the regular season. We're gonna get into that in a second though, and I'm gonna need y'all help when we start breaking down some of these players of who you want to see and who you don't want to see. Because right off the bat, there's 3 guys that I don't even want to see in the preseason. You guys can guess who those 3 are, but there's 3 guys that I don't even care to see them in the preseason at all. I would almost wrap them up right now and tell them, relax. We'll see you week 1. There's a couple of guys that fit that category for me right now. My man TP Way is in the building. What's going on, TP Way? Another fantastic Giants content creator. If you are not subscribed to my man TP Way, make sure you go ahead and do so. Tony says best move Giants made was passing on Sanders with the number 3 pick and taking Carter. A lot of people keep saying it. Carter looks like the real deal. I had to eat crow on that one. It is what it is. Giants preseason game on early 1:00 Saturday. And I'm working same day. Yanks have old timers day, so I got to DVR them. Listen, I'm going back and forth, man. TP, let me know. Are you going live for the preseason game? Let me know. I know that's still early. I know you do the night shift thing. You might be sleep that early. I don't know, but I'm curious. I already know better. If the Giants is playing, you watching it. So I take that back. Paul says Cam Scatterble's status. That's you know what? Let's go ahead and get into this. Because obviously, Brian Dable said Cam Scatterble had a setback. He didn't clarify on what that setback was. Shout out to Dan Duggan. Dan Duggan said, Dan Duggan's with the New York. Is it New Yorker? I'm trying to remember what Dan Duggan is with. It'll come back to me. But Dan Duggan, he believes that it's a hamstring, so it's a hammy issue that was a setback. Cam Scatterble was visibly upset about it. We won't know. You know how they do us, man. They don't give us any information. The best thing that I can tell you is when after the break tomorrow, when they come back to practice, if you see Cam Scatterble practicing, then you know what it is. Brian Dable said those dreaded words of day-to-day. I hate when he says day-to-day, because day-to-day really is like week to week when he says day-to-day. So hopefully not. But on the bright side, if he's not ready to go, some of these guys that we've been waiting to see, like Turbo Miller, might get a chance to get some reps. Even though I don't think Turbo Miller makes the team or makes the 53 ultimately, it gives him a chance to take some advantage of some opportunities that he has. That's it though. My man Bluey says, what's the story with Chapman becoming a fullback? Well, Chapman played a little bit of fullback in college. And that's the story. I didn't like it because, again, I'm a little calculated. I always look for lineups and stuff like that. I always see, why they doing certain things like that. For me, there's one fullback on the squad, and that's Daniel Bellinger. He's a tight end 2. He's the fullback 1. He's the H-back as well. So when I see somebody else in there getting fullback, reps, I'm sitting like, okay, I'm giving you the side eye because why you got Chapman out there? But let's be honest. Chapman is a guy that shows versatility, right? We like him as a defensive tackle. So if he can also give you some snaps as a fullback, that increases his versatility and makes him more valuable, and maybe we get a chance to keep him. Because I wouldn't mind keeping Elijah Chapman. I like him. Underdog story for real. Let's see what we got here. Not a TP loving it. OKC says, I really want us to be good, but at the betterment of the Giants, we need to know if we're gonna if we got a QB Russ, ain't it? Oh, we need to know if we got a QB Russ, ain't it? Give Dart till week 4. Week 4 is way too early. Through 6 to throw him, and just like listen, that's too early. That's week 4 through week 6 throwing in Dart. That's too early, man. And when you do that, you're throwing them to the wolves. I understand we talk about the Saints game, but week 6, that's Philly. Is Philly, Denver, then Philly again? That's a tough stretch, man. I don't want to see Dart before the bye week. And that also lets me know that the Giants are doing good if we don't see Dart until like the bye week. So yeah, I'm not even thinking about Dart right now. And for the people out there, even though he's getting better in training camp, he's improving. I seen it. I'm loving it. He's still not ready to go right off the bat. Let's not rush him out there. TP says he doesn't want to see DeVito. I don't think we got. Well, we might see DeVito, man. We'll see what happens with that though. Okay, there you go. Lil Flame says, I smoke hip hop. It's a Shador Glazer that hates the Giants because we didn't draft Shador. I like Sanders, but we not the only team that passed us. Listen, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry. We knew it was gonna be something crazy. They had us tied to Shador for so long. And then when we passed on him, and then he got passed by everybody else, they added us to the mix. So if they want to hate on the Giants for that, then oh well. We'll have the last laugh with some W's, man, at the end of the day. I'm not even worried about that right now. And listen, I'm still a Shador fan, but the man is on the Browns right now. I could care less. Couldn't care less, I should say. Big brother in the building said, let's go. What's going on, big bro? Born for Sports in the building says, salute TP, salute to the chat. TP getting that love, man. Born for Sports, what's going on? If you're not subscribed to Born for Sports, make sure you go ahead and do that. Make sure you go ahead and do that. Pablo Vilez says Carter was the correct choice. He was. He absolutely was. That's why I'm not worried about it. That's why I'm not stressing. And the way that the quarterback room is looking right now, I am not mad at all. It looks like the Giants did the right thing for the first time in a long time. You know what I mean? It feels good, man. It feels good. Nothing after C13. He says, I love what I'm seeing from this team. Can't wait for week 1. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's exactly what I'm talking. Listen, I'm so excited right now. It's crazy. And I told myself I need to calm down a little bit, right? I need to calm down, need to reel myself in, need to take a break. And then, practice after practice, highlight after highlight. I'm sitting here like, nah, what I need to calm down for? I'm really seeing this happen in real time. I'm seeing what Abdul Carter is doing. I'm seeing the chemistry between Russ and Malik Neighbors. I'm seeing the chemistry between Russ and everybody else. I'm seeing everybody getting involved. I'm loving my young quarterback at the same time. Pause. I'm excited for a reason. I can't wait either, man. And especially the way them fans been talking over there. The way them Commander fans been talking. I can't wait. And they got turmoil going on. They got to fix their own house before they start talking trash about us, man. Go ahead and pay Terry. Pay Terry, then talk to me, because I don't want no excuses week 1 when we dog walk y'all in your own house. I don't want we didn't have Terry. You told me Jaden Daniels don't need nobody. He makes wide receivers for breakfast. That's what they told me. Jaden Daniels is him. I don't want to hear no excuses when we dog walk y'all at the end of the day. At the end of the day, that's what it's going to be. We dog walking them. I'm going to say it right now. I done jumped out the window. I'm going to say it right now. We dog walking the Commanders week 1. And shout out to my cousin BK, because he's a Commander fan too. We're going to dog walk y'all, BK. Oh man, Shamari, make sure BK hear this. We're gonna dog walk it. We're gonna dog walk him week 1. Nah, that's hilarious. Shout out to my cousin BK. Even though I hate the Commanders right now too. And it's crazy too, because I never hated the Commanders. I hate the Commanders now because of their fans. It just is what it is. It is what it is. Big brother said he logged in. That's what's up. Low Flame says, Carter already better than Tibbs. That's kind of sad. Listen. We ain't even got to make those type of comparisons, man. It is what it is. Listen, Carter's special. Carter's absolutely special. We ain't got to throw jabs at Tibbs because Carter's that good. Tibbs, we don't know what Tibbs is going to do this year. I'm actually thinking Tibbs is going to raise his game because Carter is in the building. Because at the end of the day, these guys got egos, and Tibbs got a big ego. He ain't about to let this rookie, outshow him to a certain extent. Now, some things he won't be able to help. But I think Tibbs is going to have a solid year this year, too. I think that happens for real. Still sharp and still. Hirsch says, hearing Bo Collins and Dalen Cambry sleepers. To make the roster, Bo Collins is dealing with an injury right now, too. He's been sidelined the last couple of days. I'm assuming it might be hamstring or lower leg. Might be. Not fully sure, because they're not giving us any information. They at the podium, people asking questions, but nobody's asking questions about certain players. So Bo Collins, we don't know what's going on with him. We just see him working on the sideline, which is a good sign. Dalen Cambry, I was talking with my man Mark today about Dalen Cambry and how he has, a sneaky opportunity of possibly making a roster, especially with the injury to Bryce Ford Wheaton. Why? Because Dalen Cambry, not only is he a solid, UDFA wide receiver, he's also very good in special teams. So he has a chance too. And if you would have asked me a couple days ago, I think the lock would have been Bo Collins. Because I only got us taking 6 wide receivers. I only got us taking 6 wide receivers. I kind of had Bryce Ford Wheaton on the bubble even before the injury, because I just haven't seen and heard his name or seen him do too much in practice before the injury. God bless him. No, at the end of the day, speedy recovery for him. It's a sad thing to happen to him. Injury after injury. He's only been in the league 3 years, two seasons ended before they even started with injury. It's sad, man. And you don't wish that on your worst enemy, but we got to move on, next man up type of deal. And Bo Collins was that guy. He got to get healthy and make sure he can hold off Dalen Cambry. Guys like Juice Wells and Jordan Bly, Daquan Felton. I think it's kind of rough for those guys. They're at the bottom of the totem pole right now. I wish everybody the best. I'm just trying to keep it as real and honest as I can at the end of the day when it comes to this 53. It is what it is. Luann says, I saw Hyatt looking buff. Hyatt gained some weight, and he's holding up pretty well. For me, he's hot and cold still. Hot and cold. He had a nice reception from Russell Wilson, nice little out route. And then today, it was a 9 route that he ran, and Russ kind of underthrew the ball. And who was it? Andrew Phillips had a good breakup on defense. So again, it's the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to Hyatt right now. And I think he's having a strong training camp for Hyatt. For it being Hyatt. I'll say that. Luann says, I don't want to see Dart until next year. Nah, that's how I feel too. I don't want to, like, in a perfect world, I wouldn't see him the next year either. That means the New York Giants are doing good and Russell Wilson is doing this thing. My man, the Big Moo in the building says, yo, hey, Big Dash, keep up the great content, bro. Salute to you. Will do, sir. Shout out to the 71 people in here. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button, though, too, to let the other Giants fans know that we in the building. But how are you guys doing, man? How are you guys doing? How are you guys feeling about this team? I want to know that in the comment section, man. If you feel positive, say positive. If you feel good, say good. Let me know how you guys feel about it. We've been seeing it already. There's a lot of excitement amongst the fan base. If you are in the building for any of these training camp practices, let me know, because everybody that I've talked to that have been in the building, that have been to these practices, say, yeah, the whole vibe is different. There's a new energy in the building in New Jersey. When I think about New Jersey and energy, I'm loving it. Lil Flame says, Dart better than Russ. Sorry. You can believe what you want to believe. I think he at some point in time, he will be. That's, to each his own. Lil Flame, you believe Dart right now is better than Russ? You ain't got to apologize for that. That's how you feel. John May says, you think Dart starts preseason games? I think he should. After, once you get the series in with Russ, you can go ahead and park him. He's not one of the 3 guys that I would, sit, and I don't want to see it, in preseason at all. Because I do want to see Russell Wilson behind this offensive line ducking real bullets. That I really want to see that. So I think Russ has. You know what? Let's go ahead and get into it. So there's 3 guys, right? There's 3 guys that I don't even need to see in preseason at all. Number 1 is Dexter Lawrence. Number 2 is Andrew Thomas. And number 3 is Malik Neighbors. Those 3 guys, right? Those 3 guys, I don't need to see them at all in preseason. Let me know if you agree with those 3. Let me know who else you guys would add to that, to those players. Get to some of these comments, but I want to know that. Let me know that. Prophet saying, you talking right, bro. That's a fact. I appreciate that. Pablo says, my question is, who is the kid, D. Williams? I'm hearing he's doing well in training camp. D. Williams is a guy that's the first guy on the field every day since training camp started. Outside of him being the first guy on the field, I haven't heard much about him, except for yesterday. Yesterday he had a pass breakup, and I believe he had his first interception of training camp, yesterday. But other than that, the best thing I know about him is he's been the first guy on the field every day since training camp started. Let me get to the $5 super chat. Let's get that going.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
First of all, your name is a pause. I'm gonna call you K. I'm gonna call you KG. I'm gonna call you KG for sure. He says after being a quarterback for Sean Payton, and Arthur Smith, Russ likes working with a fourth-year head coach who values his leadership. Russ and Dable, perfect for each other right now. I agree with that. And I'm glad you brought that up. That brings me to a point, right? One thing that Dable said in yesterday's presser before practice started, he said all the quarterbacks, not just Russell, all the quarterbacks have the freedom at the line to make changes to the plays, depending on what the defense shows them. Everybody. And the one thing about Russell Wilson last year with the Pittsburgh Steelers, Arthur Smith did not allow him, the ability to make changes. He pretty much, handcuffed him. He doesn't have to deal with that this year. And the other thing is this, the practices have been so good. Russell Wilson has been doing so well that I believe that Brian Dable trusts him. He absolutely trusts him. And why wouldn't he? Dealing with what he was dealing with for so long. You go from what you was dealing with last year to what you're dealing with now, and you can see it on the field real time, even though it's still just practice. I think Brian Dable's very happy with his position right now, for sure. But I appreciate that, my man KG, with the $5 super chat, man. That name is crazy. Just so I know it's crazy. It was crazy when you typed it. You know what it is. Michael McVeigh says, can't wait to grab that week 1 victory in Washington. Listen, dog walk. They get. You gonna need the special victims unit when we done dog walking. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're gonna dog walk them, man. We're gonna dog walk them. Shout out to my man Jay Ferris in the building with the $10 super chat. He says, sick of the Arizona Ninja, you is what? You is 3 wins. Let's see wins before being bullish. Listen, Jay Ferris, I appreciate it. $10 super chat. I'm gonna let you know this right now, Jay Ferris, early. I got a crystal ball. You can't see that because of the room with me. The crystal ball tells me that the Giants are gonna dog walk the Commanders week 1. Now, if I need to get a terry cloth and wipe off this crystal ball, then I might have to, but that's what I'm seeing right now. That's what the crystal ball is showing me. And yes, it is. It's very hot and sunny in Arizona. D Holla says, let's go, Dash. I'm sorry, D Hoffa says, let's go, Dash. What's going on, D Hoffa? Tony Benino says, definitely excited about the Giants this year. Listen, it is what it is, man. My man OKC says, positive AF been about the team overall, but QB got me worried whether we winning or not. Future. OKC. At some point in time, Dart is gonna take over. It's just inevitable, right? He's gonna get his chance. Not worried about that. I know it. You know it. Everybody knows it. Jay Ferris can't wait for it. Jay Ferris would start Dart right now if he was the coach. He gonna get his chance, man. He gonna get his chance. I'm just saying, for me as a Giants fan, because I care about the New York Giants way more than I do about Jackson Dart. And I want to see the Giants winning games. And right now, the best quarterback in the room right now for the New York Giants is 100% Russell Wilson. 100%. And we got to stop tap dancing around this whole thing, man. It's crazy. My man Muhammad says, positive. I'm excited. I think we're going to shock the world this year. We're finally going to get our respect back. And that's what it's about at the end of the day. It's the respect level. Right now, we are not respected at all, even within our own fan base. You see Jay Ferris? We out here having a good time. What did he do? Came in with that black cloud, said, hey, stop trying to put this positive energy out here, Dash. We got to see it on the field first. Listen. What comes first? The mental shift or the results? The mental shift, and that's me. I'm the mental shift. And we say, well, here's the thing. Everybody's telling you, and not just people that are in the Giants building, people that are visiting. They say, oh, the energy's different. You seen Emory Hunt. You see Kay Adams. You hear how these guys are talking. The energy's different. People actually believe that they can win in the building. That's a big difference. When you feel like you can actually win and you just not faking it and hoping it, say what you want to say about Russ. There's a positive vibe in the building. And Russ is a major part of that, man. A major part of that. Lil Flame says, Dash, you ain't really been uploading on your Fist Vegas channel, bro. He said, what? I don't got no Fist Vegas shows. You waiting on your new mask? You think I'm Fisk? Fist, first of all, Fist voice is way deeper than mine. That's first things first. But now, shout out to Fisk, man. He been putting out some work, though. I think I seen, I haven't seen too much, but I think I saw the thumbnails and stuff, though. Shout out to Fisk, though. Putting in this work, man. You know what it is. You know what it is. My man Born for Sports says a name like that got to be KG, especially how you sent the super chat to give. Listen, you can't pick your family. You can't always pick your family, right? You just got to deal with your family. Giants fan, we family. Even if we don't agree, family don't agree all the time, but we still family. We got to deal with it, man. And it's about family. Vin Diesel, family. Shout out to my man again, KG. He says I moved from. Oh, that's you. So you was dip the tip first, and you changed. So let me tell you something, Dip. Clearly, you have an issue with picking names. But hey, I appreciate you, gangster. At least you're keeping it, true to yourself though. But you got some wild names, brother. Salute to you, salute to the Giants fans. You see what it is. Love and support at the end of the day. Shout out to you, KG, formerly known as Dip. Jay Frez with the $5 super chat. I forgot to hit
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
I'm out here yapping and not showing people the love that they deserve. That button's supposed to go for every time I get a donation. Jay Ferris says, he said, why you gotta say Black Cloud for? Don't believe the hype, believe what you see. Listen. So read your second sentence. Just read it. Don't believe the hype, believe what you see. What have you been seeing? You let me know what you've been seeing. Because if we're not believing, forget what I say. I could turn around and put on a clip of just some of the highlights from training camp. And now, if you don't believe that, then what are we even saying here then? But we already know you don't like Russ, so it is what it is, man. Russ got to throw, 3 touchdowns in that Washington game for you to even, start to like him. I understand. We know what it is. Thank you for the love and support as always, so good brother. Lil Flame says, I'm starting Dart right away. If he don't work out, we bring in. See, you got an ulterior motive. Lil Flame, if I were to tell you that Arch Manning is not coming out in the draft in 2026, would you still feel the same way? Would you still be rushing Dart out there? Arch ain't coming out in 2026. Hopefully you guys understand that. Arch is not coming. The Mannings don't do that. He has not started a season yet. In the games that he played Austin Pay. I believe that Arch Manning is going to be fantastic. I do think once he finally comes out, he's going to be, one of the top quarterbacks. That quarterback class of 2027 is tough right now. And a lot of those people that are coming out in 2027, they already got a season, a season under their belt of being a starter. Arch Manning should be, could be, will be fantastic, but you can't base anything that you're doing right now on the fact that we got to get Arch Manning whenever Arch Manning decides to come out. We can't think that way. And a lot of people do think that way. Big Moose says Super Chat's not going through again. Listen, man, I respect the love and support even though you're trying. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. Is working for other people. Listen, it is what it is. I have no other ways to get the Super Chats to me. Now, I appreciate the love and support. I appreciate just the thought of wanting to give. So shout out to you, Big Mo. Shout out to you. Don't worry about it. Don't let it stress you out, man. Show Intelligence just said, peace, King. What's going on, Show? How we doing? Luann, why you don't like Fist, Luann? Oh, I see why you said you don't like the nasty. Listen, some people are what they are. That's Fisk. That's Fisk. To each his own. My man OKC says defense going to be elite, offense going to be better, but but it sucks year to year with these mid and underwhelming quarterbacks. We need to get him in the building if we're not already. Who you talking about? Who you talking about? Which guy we talking about? Oh, you talking about Dart. That's right. You talking about Dart. Born for Sports, yeah. His name selection is crazy. John May, you already know what it is. You got Arch, you got Lagway. Yeah, that 2027. You might have the kid. What's the kid that just left Tennessee that went to UCLA? The Hawaiian kid. He's probably coming out in 2027 too. Wow, I can't remember his name right now. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Nico. Can't remember his last name right now though, but Nico, the kid from Tennessee that ended up transferring to UCLA because Tennessee didn't want to pay him that money. We know what we talk about. Crazy. The NIL is crazy. Pablo says, all I'm saying is I'm sticking with my guns when it comes to sitting Jackson. He says, keep him on the sideline holding that clipboard and develop. Look what happened to Anthony Richardson from the Colts. Yeah. Listen, man, I don't know. I mean, I understand why, he's a first round pick. You want to get him out there, right? A lot of that stems from, Russell Wilson not having the best, last couple of seasons out there, right? So I understand why people don't want to. Well, I understand why people don't trust Dart. Don't trust Russ. I understand that. But again, it's about what your expectations are. Like a lot of people say, "Oh, we're getting Russell Wilson. No, it's not Houdini. We're not getting 2015. We're not getting 2020 Russ." I said it in the video. I only ask Russ to do one thing: throw the ball on time, and if he can do that, the Giants will have success. The name of the game is getting the ball to the playmakers. That's it. Get the ball to the playmakers again on time. Put it that way, on time, and let those guys take care of the rest. I think Russ can do that. I don't need him to be super duper spectacular. I just need him to be on time, basic quarterback playing. Can you do that? Can you operate within Brian Dable's system and get the ball out efficiently and on time? And if you can do that, Malik Neighbors, Darius Slayton, Wandale Robinson, Theo Johnson, Jalen Hyatt, Daniel Bellinger. Shout out to Daniel Bellinger as well, Tyrone Tracy. Everybody else is going to do the hard work anyway. Just get the ball out on time. That's it. Big Moo, I see it work for me. He said, tell a friend about Big Dash. Do that, please. I appreciate the love and support, Big Moo. Shout out to you. My man Tyrone Hall also with the $5 super chat. He says, in Russ we trust. And here's a
Here comes the money.
Big Moo.
Here we go. Money talks.
Here comes the money.
Love and support. My man KG says, no Giants fan should be upset with Russ starting. It's impossible for Russ to play as bad as every quarterback we've had since 2016. Listen, knock on wood. Can't never say never because, listen, we Giants fans at the end of the day. We've seen ships sink fast. But I feel good about what's going on with this situation. We're going to get back to these talking points once I get done with some of these comments. Jay Ferris says, boo, it is what it is. Jay Ferris, I can't wait till the season starts, Jay Ferris. Because I know you, like, as soon as we beat the Commanders, you're going to be right on board. You're going to be right on board. I can't wait to see that Jay Ferris when he shows up. I can't wait to see that Jay Ferris because you seem like the type that's ready to ride at the end of the day. And as soon as we dog walk them Commanders week 1, Jay Ferris, I think the energy is going to be different. I believe. OKC says, look at Jaden Daniels, so we can't find examples either way for starting or sitting. Matter of fact, Mahomes is a GOAT. That's an example. Listen, Brian Dable already said Russ is going to be the starter. Already took that pressure off of Jackson Dart. Took the pressure away from him. They understand what it is. When we're talking about the bigger picture, you don't want to throw just think about where Jackson Dart came from, right? Prior to the season, that college season, nobody was really talking about Jackson Dart. You had to be a football nerd to be talking about Jackson Dart. I knew who Jackson Dart was. And then he wasn't even considered a first rounder. He wasn't considered a second rounder until when? Until like March. And then all of a sudden from March to, well, actually, I'm lying, from February to April, he went from being a 4th round grade to all the way in the 1st round. People saying he can go in the 1st round. And we see what happens every time that happens. Will Levis. Not saying that he's going to be Will Levis. I'm just saying there's examples out there when you try to push somebody to the front. Zach Wilson came out of nowhere, pushed him to the front. Like I understand that he's already been pushed to the front. We've already taken him round 1. That don't mean we have to ruin him. There's no need to ruin him. There's 2 capable There's not even 1 capable quarterback in front of him. We got 2 capable quarterbacks. There's no reason to rush him and ruin him. Wouldn't you rather see or make sure that this offensive line is set and actually, doing their job before you throw Jackson Dart out there? Like, come on, unless you just don't like the Giants and you want to see the Giants fail, so you just want to throw the guy out there anyway. Make it make sense to me, please. Outside of just because I want to. You know what I mean? It makes no sense in my opinion. But everybody's entitled. Everybody has their own opinion. It is what it is. I respect opinions. Might not agree with them, but I respect them. Chris Park says, we don't need prime Russ. That's a fact. Our defense will take care of us this season. The offense will get more opportunities than they can handle. He says Russ is a savvy vet, and that's all he needs to be. Just be smart with the ball. On time, be smart. Don't throw a bunch of interceptions. And that's not Russ's game. Russ don't throw a bunch of interceptions. I really think about it sometimes. Like, the quarterback play was really bad. Even when it was good to his standards, it still wasn't up to par. Like we go back to 2020. Listen, I don't even want to do this. We go back to 2022, right? One of our best seasons in a long time. It felt fantastic, right? Right. Going into that 2023 season, what did people say? Well, you only had this many touches. You only had this many yards. So even at his greatest, it was still mediocre. Like, come on, man. What are we doing? I just need somebody to be on time. Last year, how many times did you want to throw something at your TV when you saw the wide receiver running wide open? And what happened? Nothing. Pat, pat, pat. I'm too scared to throw it. Let me try to scramble, too late, sack. What are we talking about here? Seriously, what are we talking about? Let's stop it. Russ is 10 times better than what we've been dealing with. That's a fact. And he ain't even the Russ of old, and he's still 10 times better than what we've been dealing with. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Yerp, Ghost Dog, what's going on? Says salute Big Dash into the chat. Yerp. Ghost Dog said, laughing he says, why all the Russ hate, man? Damn. Listen, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. Ain't nobody worried about it too much. We having fun. It's family. We having discussions. Family can talk and be open and be truthful to each other. You know what it is. It's family. It's family at the end of the day. I don't expect everybody to be on the same board. Anyway. Let's see. My man Jay-Lay, what's going on, Jay-Lay? In the building. How you feeling, brother? Pablo says, need Graham Gano to have a healthy year. Crunch time field goal come in handy. Just saying. I just need a kicker, period. Just need a kicker. You know what's crazy? We haven't heard much about the kickers at all in training camp. Brian Dable was at the podium today, and he pretty much said the kickers run their own schedule. And I'm sitting here like, what? The kickers run their own schedule. What does that even mean? The kickers run their own schedule. So the kickers just decide what practices they want to kick at. Is that what you're telling me? That don't even seem right. Don't sound right. But I understand why. Because Graham Gano is fragile. Fragile. He is one kickoff away from getting hurt every season. If somebody breaks that line and he got to chase somebody down, he is pulling a hamstring. He is blowing a quad. I don't know what's going on with Graham Gano. The man is old. The man is old. They need to figure something out. But the kickers just show up and kick whenever they feel like it. According to Brian Dable, they run their own. They got their own schedule. Brian Dable just like, you know what day you coming in? You coming in Tuesday to kick? Perfect. See you out there. Graham. Graham, you coming in on Friday? Nah, coach, I'll be there Saturday. Oh, okay, Graham. We'll see you Saturday, Graham. Like, what are we talking about? They picked their own schedule. Huh? My man Jose in the building says facts. O-line needs to be upgraded before throwing Dart out there. Yeah, listen, man. And I do think the line will be improved. Right now, you can see it right now in training camp. They're picking up stunts. The biggest question mark still is John Michael Schmitz. Even Evan, it was bad when Evan Neal is out there playing and looking good, and everybody's looking at you like, yeah, you're the weak link. Like, that got to be a lonely place to be for JMS, right? But listen, I need you to play, man. And I got a very, very short leash on JMS. Excuse me. My man KG says, I rolled with DJ until Sauce Gardner couldn't force himself to compliment him at the podium. That's when I accepted DJ was what he was. And now I'm riding with Russ until Winston or Dart. I mean, it's simple as that. Let me tell you when I was done with DJ, right? And like I said, I had a roller coaster ride when it came to Daniel Jones. So when he got here, this rookie, I'll give you the whole story if you guys got some time. I think we got some time to talk about it. So those last couple years of Eli Manning, this is when Paul Dottino blocked me on Twitter. I felt like, and it wasn't Eli's fault. We never got him an offensive line after that Super Bowl. He became a shell of himself. He was checked down Eli, and I was ready for Eli to be gone. The year that we drafted Daniel Jones, I thought we were crazy because I was like, the kid from Ohio State, rest in peace, Haskins, right? He was right there. Grew up a Giants fan, smart. I thought Haskins was going to be the pick, especially over Daniel Jones. We ended up taking Daniel Jones, and what I do what I always do. I ride with Big Blue. We lose those first two games. Eli gets benched. Daniel Jones comes in for the Tampa Bay game, and he goes off. By that time, after that Tampa Bay game, I had a big-ass cup of Kool-Aid, and it was already going down. The following week after Tampa Bay game, we play the Washington Commanders. He beats the Washington Commanders, right? Or the Washington Football, whatever that name was in 2019. I'm like, oh, I'm really drinking the Kool-Aid now. And then, his rookie year was his rookie year. And even though he didn't have the best numbers, that was probably his best year as a Giant, his rookie season. Obviously, we know what happened to him. Coaches get fired. Joe Judge comes in, brings in Jason Garrett, and it's all downhill after that. But I was riding with DJ when we first got him. And then once we got Brian Dable in 2022, I'm like, oh, okay, because I didn't think I wanted to be an open competition between Daniel Jones and Tyrod Taylor that first year that Brian Dable got here. Obviously, they gave it to Daniel Jones. We go out there with 7-1. We go to the playoffs, beat the Minnesota Vikings. The legend of Daniel Jones begins, and then we get smoked by the Philadelphia Eagles. So 2023 rolls around. I'm like, yeah, you know what? He got to get better from here. Like he did this the first year with Brian Dable. He's a coach of the year. I'm like, yeah, we can do this. 2023 happened. I'm like, oh, okay. I was right all along. Well, my initial thought of the man is trash. And then 2024 happened, and I'm like, oh, it's over. And guess what? It was over. And now we're here. And now we're here. So yes, it was a hell of a ride with Daniel Jones. And right now I'm sitting here looking at Russell Wilson like, yes, he is the best thing we've seen in Giants blue since Eli Manning. Period. And I think with guys like Malik Neighbors, Russ, Russ got a chance of being like the comeback player of the year off the back of Malik Neighbors. Like, really, just think about it. He ain't even got to do much. If the New York Giants can win with Russell Wilson and Malik Neighbors goes off, Tyrone Tracy, Cam Scatterbull do what we think he can do. Theo Johnson emerges as a pretty solid tight end. Darius Slayton turns into a wide. Russ, at the end of the day, might look like the comeback player of the year without even having to do a lot. I'm just saying, man. That's where I'm at. Call me crazy if I'm crazy. Let me know. Let me know if I'm bugging. Alto, what's going on, Alto? He says, I don't know where all the Russell Wilson hate is coming from. Over the last 2 seasons, he's thrown 42 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. There isn't a team in the league that wouldn't sign up for that. I'll take that right now. Thank you, please. Sir. What that guy say in that video? I'll take 100 of those. I'll take all that. Sign me up for that. Imagine we can get 42 touchdowns in just 1 season. Now that's, yeah. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna put that down. Pass that to somebody else. I'm gonna leave that alone. C. Sanders, what's going on? C. Sanders says people forget Eli was not an elite quarterback. He did play smart, but we won with the defense. Now that's a fact. That's a fact. Now it's tricky when we start talking about Eli Manning. And again, we amongst family here, so we can speak freely, right? We can speak freely when it comes to Eli Manning. Eli Manning, throughout his career, I will say he was not elite. He had one of the best playoff runs in league history. Still holds the records for the most passing yards in the playoff. But I'd be lying if I said Eli was better than like Drew Brees or better than like Ben Roethlisberger, even better than like Phillip Rivers. And when it came to the regular season, and just stats alone. Now he has a lot of stats. The man started how many games? So his record, like his stats are up there with everybody. But let's be honest, when it came to like day in, week out, you know what I mean? Hey, we're being truthful here. But, you know, some people's opinions are different. Listen, 2-time Super Bowl MVP. That's all I care about. And he should have been in the Hall of Fame. No, I was about to be real disrespectful. God knows my heart. Nobody was watching that whack-ass Hall of Fame. 4 people? And shout out to the inductees because it was solid players. It got nothing to do with them. 4 players. That's all you had. There's 4 players inducted into the Hall of Fame. Tom Coughlin can't get in with this class. Eli Manning couldn't get in with this class. Are you kidding me? Listen, let me stop. Yeah, let me stop. Let me get caught up to these chats, man, because I'm like 10 minutes behind. Let me stop before I get too fired up, man. Oh man, it's crazy. Big Moo, what's going on, Big Moo? What you got for me? He says better not be like last year when he played Washington and we had to go for yeah, talking about Graham Gano. That's how I know him behind. Graham Gano comments, yeah. We just give me a kicker, man. All we needed was 1 extra point. That's it. Just 1, and we beat Washington in week 2. Jose said, who? You mean Daniel? Daniel Dones? Daniel Dones. Yo, Malik Neighbors is hilarious. Daniel Dones is crazy. Malik is crazy. Listen, I will also for the people, for the Russ doubters out there, right? When you see Malik Neighbors and his reaction just talking about Russ, you tell me you don't believe that? You don't believe that? Low Flame said JMR, John Michael Ragdoll. That's crazy. Laughing. He says, I'm trolling. Shout out to Abdul. Listen, I call him John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith because he's sleeping on, just sleep. He need to wake up and play. But all the JMRs and the JMSs and the John Michaels and the John Jacob Jingle, all that stuff, man. John Michael Ragdoll is crazy. Man, Ghost says Eli was elite in clutch mode. Listen, there was a point in time where if we got the ball back and Eli had the ball, I wasn't worried at all. Like Eli had reached, like Eli was in his bag. It was like a 2-3 year gap where you felt like, okay, we got Eli Manning. There was a portion like this is not the land of make believe. There was a point in time where, okay, well, Eli gonna get the ball back. We about to score. Like I'm not joking. I'm not making this up. It was a short frame in time though, where you felt like I ain't worried about nothing. That's Eli out there. Because he was out there doing it. Pause. Little Flame says Eli had a sneaky arm and he could sling the ball. Stop. Who? Somebody disrespecting Eli's arm? I missed that. Somebody disrespecting Eli's arm? I missed that. Well, hold on. Let's not get it confused. Eli Manning, like let's not get it confused. Again, we amongst family. Eli was that guy. There's situations where Eli was that guy. I was just talking about the overall. If we comparing people overall, Eli had plenty of arm strength. One of the best throws I ever seen was in the Super Bowl. Mario Manningham on the sideline. That was one of the best throws I ever seen in my life. Real stakes, pressure, and delivered. That was better than the helmet catch, in my opinion. The helmet catch was lucky. That catch by Mario Manningham on the sideline, that was skill. Skill. KG says, give me 4 sacks on the Commander Savior in week 1. I'll take that. I'll double that too. Give me all that, man. Pause. Ghost Dog says land to make believe off exit 12. That's crazy. Exit 12. Yep. Land to make believe. Joseph, shout out to my man Joseph Wilk. How you doing, Joseph? Hopefully everything is going good with you, sir. How you been? How you doing? He says, Moonball. Can't wait. Hey, Dash. What's going on, Joseph? How you doing, Joe? It's been a while. How you been? Hopefully everybody's doing good. Hopefully the family's doing good. Let me know, man. Let me know how you doing. And OKC said and performed the best under pressure. That's a fact. Shout out to Eli, man. Eli was him. Let's not get it confused. Eli was him. Look, I got caught up on the comments. If I missed your comment, go ahead and type it again. I'll make sure I get to it. But I do, I had some things that I wanted to talk about. Did anybody, and I'm looking right now, did anybody say or did anybody disagree with my 3 players that I don't even need to see in preseason? Dex, Neighbors, Andrew Thomas. I don't need to see them in preseason. Let me know if you agree with that. Unless I missed it. I don't think I missed that, but I did ask that question, and we went on a whole 10 minutes, and I don't think anybody answered none of those questions. But let me know if y'all agree with that, man. Let me know if y'all agree with that. Dex, Neighbors, Andrew Thomas, I don't need to see them in the preseason. And then let me know who else, or we could talk about some other players too, because it was brought to my attention 2 other names that somebody said that they don't need to see them. And it wasn't because of them. It was because the people that are, behind them on the depth chart. But let me see some of those answers for that. Dex, Neighbors, Andrew Thomas, do you not need to see them in the preseason? Let me know. All right. Chris Parks also said Brian Burns. Brian Burns was one of those other names on the list. And you know what's crazy about that? I kind of we know what Brian Burns is. You know what I mean? So I'm not mad at Brian Burns. There's one more name too. Shout out to my man Mark Thompson, because he's the one that brought it to my attention today. Had a nice phone call with him today. C. Sanders says, hold up, Eli is the GOAT slayer. I'm not saying nothing crazy. Eli was a beast in the last minutes when it mattered. He says, I was just saying pretty much the defense is what's going to win. Now, trust me, I understand what you were saying, C. I understand what you were saying. Some people might have took it the wrong way. You know how it is. Whenever we talk about Eli Manning, it's a touchy situation. It's in certain atmospheres. It could be. Won't Stop Dream Team Entertainment says, I don't need to see Jermaine either. Ooh. I don't know about that one, Won't Stop. I don't know about that one. Chemistry with the lineman next to him. I need to see Jermaine. I need to see Jermaine. I need to see Jermaine in the preseason. Not a lot. I don't need to see a lot of them. Pause. But I need to see Jermaine in the preseason. Couple series. That's just John May said they all can get a couple of series. Now I understand. C. Sanders, Burns. Yep. Okay. There's no update on Cam Scatterbo. There's no update on Thomas Fidone. I don't even know what's wrong with Thomas Fidone, but the rumor for Cam Scatterbo is a hamstring. He had a setback on his hamstring, so pulled hammy. That's what he's dealing with. And we already know how tricky hammies can be. Lil Flame says the fan base don't even realize Eli's greatness. Maybe that's why he didn't make the Hall of Fame. Nah, people pushed for the Hall of Fame. I think we was all in the same boat. It was the outsiders that said Eli shouldn't have made it. And it was strictly hate too, because when you look at the class, like, and I'm sorry, I was looking at next year's class, possible people that can get in for the Hall. Eli ain't getting in next year either, and that's crazy. The best chance he had was this year. Best chance he had was this year. It's going to be look at the list of names for people that can get into the Hall of Fame next year. Eli not getting in next year, and it hurts my heart. That's why I want him to get in this year. My man Kel, what's going on, Kel? He says, I wanted to see little of all of them except AT. Understand? Pablo says chemistry is key. Needed the offensive line for Rizzle. For Rizzle. Won't Stop also said our chemistry. You right? Yeah, man. Luann says he will be in the Hall. Oh no, he's eventually going to get in there. It's just going to be even tougher for him to, like, he's not getting in over Drew Brees next year. Drew Brees is eligible next year. He ain't getting in over Drew Brees. And that's the part that sucks, because now Eli Manning, like, look, again, respectfully, you look at this Hall of Fame induction today, when you look at those 4 names, when have you ever seen a Hall of Fame class only be 4 people? You haven't. I've never seen that in my life. One year you got 9 people getting in. You telling me you're only getting 4 this year? All the beat writers, all the magazine people that write art, all those people that got those type of votes, they did them dirty. And now when you look at the next couple of years, he's not getting over Drew Brees. I forget when freaking Ben Roethlisberger came out, he ain't getting in over Ben Roethlisberger. They did him dirty this year. They did Tom Coughlin dirty. They could have put Eli and Tom Coughlin in the Hall of Fame the same year, and they chose not to do that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Give me just a second. Gotta check my ring. No solicitations. Right. Had to see who was ringing my doorbell. KG says Hyatt needs to start getting reps again. His spot shouldn't be guaranteed. Has your wide receiver who makes the team changed at all? It hasn't. The same people I had make outside of Bryce Ford Wheaton. I got 6 wide receivers making the team. I got Neighbors, I got Slayton, I got Wandell, I got Hyatt, I got Amir Smith Marset, and right now I'm leaning Bo Collins. That's it. It was between him and Bryce Ford Wheaton. Bryce Ford Wheaton is hurt now, so that's where I'm at. That's my 6. Now, listen, Luann, I understand. Like, I understand. I'm telling you, as a whole, they are not putting Eli Manning in the Hall of Fame over Brees. It's just not happening. I understand how we feel about it. It's just think about the people that are voting. Just think about the people that are voting. It ain't about us. It's about the people and how they felt about Eli. And he didn't have enough success in their eyes, consistent success, to get in there over Brees. I'm just telling you that's just how I feel. He should. If it was up to me, he would have got in. We would have been celebrating him today. If it was up to me. DeMarco Forbes says, do you think Dart should play all preseason, or should Winston get snaps as well? I mean, we know what Winston is about. Listen, I ain't going to lie. I don't need to see Jameis Winston in the preseason. Those are valuable reps for Dart. Like, after Russell Wilson comes out, just throw Dart. I don't need to see Tommy DeVito. I don't need to see, respectfully, Dart, Russell Wilson, Dart. That's it. Dart should get like 90% of the preseason snaps this year. That's just my opinion. Shout out to my man Authentic in the building. If you are not subscribed to my man Authentic, make sure you guys go ahead and do that. Fantastic Giants content creator. He also has a show with Authentic in the bed with his man, who's a Commander fan. Tell Bid that we dog walking him week 1. But he says, Dash, what up? Do you think we can get 40 sacks combined? Carter, Burns, Tibbs, and Dex, 40 sacks. Authentic. That's bait, man. You know how like. Can Dex get 10? Can Carter get 10? Can Burns get? Can Tibbs get? If I just do it like that, I say yes. But it's the Giants at the end of the day. I don't know. Somebody's not going to hit those double digits. I'm gonna say no. It hurts my heart. It hurts my heart. I'm gonna say no because maybe it's PTSD and that's just. Do I think it's possible? I think it is possible that these guys combined, those four combined, can get up to 40 sacks. Because I can see Dex finally hitting that milestone, cracking the double digits. I can see Dex getting like 12 himself. Carter, there's no reason why he shouldn't. Burns, we've been waiting for a breakout season from Burns, and Tibbs got a chip on his shoulder. So when I think about it like that, I'm like, yeah, if there's a will, there's a way. Yes, but 40, that's a lot of sacks between four guys, though, man. Pause. Yeah. But, man, you let me know what you think. You saying yes? Let me know. Let me know, Authentic. Won't Stop says, okay, who's the three you want to see the most in preseason? The three I want to see the most, I want to see Jackson Dart. I do want to see Abdul Carter because I just want to make sure it's real. The way he beating up on his own team is ridiculous. I need to see him do that. And then once he shows that he can do it in preseason, I don't need to see him anymore, right? Not really, but that's what I'm saying. And then who would be Darius Alexander? I got to see Darius Alexander. Right now, he's looking like a late bloomer when it comes to training camp. I was happy that he got some reps because, some of the defensive linemen are out. I was happy that he got some reps and was able to do some things. Popped on the film a little bit. So, yeah, those are the three in the spot. That's in the spot, man. There's the list goes on and on of people I actually want to see in preseason. Like, I want to see Hyde. I want to see Wan'Dale Robinson. I want to see those UDFA wide receivers as well. I want to see the UDFA cornerbacks. I want to see a Donald Fortune. I want to see that safety Makari Page. I want to see these linebackers behind Okereke and Micah McFadden. I want to see Musa. I want to see Deontay Johnson. I want to see these guys go at it. So, I want to see Chauncey Golston because I haven't heard much about him either. There's a lot of people that I want to see. I want to see Cam Scatterbo whenever he's ready to go. It's a lot of players, man. Leo Luca, what's going on? He says, hello, Big Dash. Hope Saturday is awesome. Hope your Saturday is awesome. It's fantastic, man. I'm chilling with my people. I'm chilling with my family. Shout out to y'all, man. I'm having fun. Joe says, exactly, Eli and Tom should be in. Thanks for asking how this old man is doing. Still chasing them. I knew you was chasing. I didn't even want to bring up the grandkids because it don't stop. You stay chasing them grandkids around, man. Salute to you. If the grandkids are listening, sit down. Let your granddad enjoy the show. Sit down. Shout out to you, Joseph. Hopefully the grandkids heard me. Authentic says he's going 40. Listen, Authentic, man. Let me tell you something, man. Between where we've been as Giants fans and what we've been dealing with, and you know me, I'm always Mr. Optimist. I know you're grounded in reality. I know you got to be feeling good this upcoming season, brother. I know you got to feel good, man. This season it feels like it's not even about the playoffs. I'm not talking about running I'm just talking about being competitive on the field, being respected again. I feel really good. I really do. I really do. I know, listen, I can tell by that comment you feel good too. Yo, 40. I'm taking it, man. You said it. I'm taking it. Pause. Strider, what's going on, Strider? He said, what up, Big Dad? What's going on, Strider? How you doing, man? How the streams treating you? He says, tomorrow, Big Dash, Tim is having Carl Banks on. Hope to see you there. I'm glad you sent me the reminder. That's my reminder. I knew he said he was. That's crazy because he said August. And here it is, August already. I remember when he made the announcement. That's how fast August creeps up on us, man. Football is right around the corner. Thanks for reminding me, though, about that. Ghost Dog says it's going to be 32 at least, man. This D-line is for real. That's a fact. That's a fact. My man Muhammad got the prediction. He says Carter, 13 sacks. Tibbs, 12 sacks. Burns, 15 sacks. Dex, 10 sacks. Well, listen, there you go. That's damn near 50. That is 50. That is 50. That's 50 right there. He said, I'll take your 40 and raise you 10. 50. Luann says, Dash, are you going to keep an eye on college games? I'm looking to the next draft. I hope it's wide receiver heavy. We can use another neighbors. Well, I'll tell you this right now. There's some good wide receivers out there. Ain't no neighbors out there. Kid from Arizona State is pretty good. Now, I always watch college football. That's something but I will say this, though. The last couple of years, while we've been quarterback thirsty, I haven't even been really able to enjoy college football because everything I'm looking at every game like I'm a scout. I think this year with the New York Giants roster being something that, that eases my mind, I can actually go back to college football and actually watch it to enjoy it, not just watch it so I can research a million players. And the crazy thing is now, usually when the college season starts or right now during the year, I would have about 50 players that I'm like, yeah, I got to watch this game on this day. I'm circling games. I got to see this guy. I'm just going to enjoy college football. And then once we get into November, then I'll start taking my deep dive again. But I'm taking a break. I'm ready to enjoy, the New York Giants. Now, if we come out and we lose a bunch of games, then I'm going to be right back in that college bag. Okay, we identified what the problem still is with the Giants. Let me go ahead and look and see what kind of college prospects we have. And it is what it is. Authentic says Carter is going to be a damn dog. That's a fact. It's crazy too, because I knew Carter was good. But I didn't give him the respect that he deserved. And I'll say that straight up. And I'm being 100% honest. I didn't think he had a secondary move. I knew he had a deep, he had a bag. He had a bag of moves. But it seems to me if his first move didn't work, then he was thinking a little bit. And to go from that to what he is right now, it's crazy. He is setting up moves for plays down the line. And he's doing that as a rookie in the first couple of weeks of training camp. So just imagine once he gets in the game and he's really going into tape and watching other offensive linemen from other teams, when they start doing that part of the season, when they actually are preparing for other teams, he's going to be a monster. He's going to be a monster. Now you see exactly what I'm talking about. He says, ain't that the truth about being quarterback needy? We was watching college football like it was a different way to watch it. He says, last year I had so many wide receivers on my board. Can't believe we left the 2025 draft without Torrey Horton from Colorado State. He was on my list too, coming off of injuries. Jalen Roy, where did Jalen Rose go? I forgot where he went. I forgot where we get. And then Felton, that's the other Felton. And then he said, I just needed one wide receiver. Yeah, nah. And yeah. Well, you're a former quarterback too, so the more wide receivers, the better. So I already know how you feel about wide receivers. But yeah, now you're absolutely right. Luann says, I did mention Micah Parsons isn't happy. He wants to be traded. Imagine him and Carter together. I'm going to tell you this like I tell a lot of other people. Don't believe what's going on in Dallas. Micah Parsons is going to get paid. He ain't going nowhere. Jerry, it might be breaking news before this show is over that he got the bag. I don't believe for one second that Micah Parsons is actually going to leave the Dallas Cowboys. I will be surprised. I'll be super duper surprised. Seriously. Authentic says Abdul's build looks similar or looks smaller on his collar. It did. And that's it did. You see him now, his freaking neck. You can't even get your hands around his neck, man. It's crazy. And then he looks 10 times faster than he did in college. Listen, I don't understand. I don't even care to understand. I'm just happy that he's wearing Giants blue at the end of the day. I don't need the explanation. I'm not even trying to figure it out. All I know is that there's a guy on Twitter. I think it's Dallas fan page, Dallas fan talk, whatever. He accused people of speeding up the clips from training camp practice. He's like, oh, it's sad when you gotta speed up clips to make a guy look faster. I'm like, are you kidding me? Ain't nobody cutting these clips. This is really what he looks like. But I said, you know what though? Believe what you want to believe. That way, when we see you week 2, and he doing what he's doing to you, you'll know it's real then. And the speed ain't sped up. DeMarco, what's going on, DeMarco? He says, I can't wait for a week 1 against the Commanders. From my dad to my 3 brothers to my nephews and mom, they are, oh boy, they're all Commander fans. The house is going to be rocking. Let me ask you a question right now, DeMarco. Are you in the room with any one of those family members that are Commander fans? Just let me know. Just let me know. DeMarco also says, when we win, you don't see me in the chat no more. Just know they took me out because I was on their ass. That is crazy. I don't blame you, though. I wouldn't want anything else. Just like my man Authentic. My man, his ace, his day one. My man Bear. Shout out to Bear, too. That's a very fantastic, great dude. He just so happens to be a Commander fan. And if we beat the Commanders, if we beat the Commanders week 1, when we beat the Commanders week 1, I'll say that I can't wait to tune into Authentic in the bed. I can't wait, man. The NFC, the wrap-up show that you guys do midweek, I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to the Monday quarterback. I can't wait for that. Authentic says Royals went to the Chiefs. Oh, okay. Okay. Felt went to the Vikings. Okay. Royals went to the Chiefs. Damn. Okay. All right. Okay. He said I got caught up on the wipe. Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Ryan says who wants who you want at D2 to start the season? Ryan, let me ask you this, Ryan. Shout out to Bobby Skinner. Bobby Skinner knows how to throw some bait out there. Bobby Skinner put out a tweet. He said that Nacho should be defensive tackle too. I think he was trolling. I think he was absolutely trolling. Who I want and who I think is going to be there, two totally different things. I would love for Darius Alexander to get that spot. Slow start for him during training camp right now. Slow start for him. Hopefully he can do that. Hopefully the preseason games he can show his ass a bit and get busy. Right. If it's not Darius Alexander who I want, I think it's going to be the man with the 3 names, Harrison. No, what's Roy Robertson Harris. Roy Robertson Harris. Yep. Pablo says, I don't believe it either, Dash. She says, but if they do trade him, then where are some possible... Listen, bro. If he's really up for trade, you asked where are some possible destinations? Everywhere. 100%. Everywhere is a destination if he's actually up for trade. If they got enough money, like if money isn't the problem, everybody wants Micah Parsons. Everybody. Every place is a destination if that were true. Listen, they playing hardball. You saw it with Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett had the heartfelt note released in the paper talking about the city of Cleveland, and I don't think I wanted to win here, this, that, and everything's not aligned. He did all that. He did all that to shut up after they put a bag in front of his face. All that. They must have a plan at quarterback. He's smiling. They didn't have a plan at quarterback. Did you see what they did in the draft? First off, you bring in Kenny Pickett. You got Deshaun that who knows when he's going to come back, and if they allow him back, and he already took the pay cut, so you went and got Kenny Pickett. That's the first thing you did. Then you went and got Dylan Gabriel, which, we see what's going on with that. Then you double back and went and got Shedeur Sanders. Then on top of that, you went and got Joe Flacco. And you telling me Myles Garrett was really thinking about winning? He was thinking about the bag at the end of the day. He ain't worried about Super Bowls. He worried about the bag. He been losing so long, he ain't worried about it. He wanted the bag. Yeah, that's his name, Cowboy fan talk. That's a fact. Talk about you guys, it's sad when Giants fans got to speed up. All right, keep on believing it's sped up. I can't wait to see. And you know what? I put the comment in. I said, for those out there, if you don't know what I'm talking about, get your phone and type it in. I said, I can't wait to see when you see it in real life. You're going to have the Doc Rivers face. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about when I say the Doc Rivers face, do me a favor, go to the gifts, type in Doc Rivers, and look at the first thing that pops up. That's what I'm talking about, that face. When he realized, oh, he really is that fast. Oh, he really is that fast. The Doc Rivers face. A whole bunch of people going to have the Doc Rivers face after the Giants start playing this year. It is what it is. Says week 1 blood. That's a fact. Now I can't. I'm tuning in for that for sure. The pregame and all that, because I know it's going to be very, very enjoyable to see you two guys go back. Because listen, man, Commander fans on cloud 9 right now. I don't even cloud 9, cloud 20. They up there. Commander fans are up there. I haven't heard Beard personally because I haven't seen him in a while. I haven't seen him posted on Twitter or anything like that in a while. But I can imagine that he's just as confident as all the rest of these other Commander fans. They on cloud 75, cloud 1,000. They are up there, right? Boy, you got Laramie Tunsil. Yeah, you got Connerly, but you ain't ready for this combination of this defensive line and what we're gonna be throwing at y'all. Week 1, Laramie Tunsil ain't gonna know what happened to him. Connerly is like, what's going on? And I like Connerly out of Oregon. I like Connerly. He ain't ready for what's about to happen week 1 at all. John Mason's Golson, yeah, he is quiet. He is real quiet. I don't know what the hell's going on with Golson. I'm waiting for the preseason. There's so many people, like I said, I haven't really got a chance to see these UDFA cornerbacks at all. We saw Nick Collins, what's his name? Nick Jones. Nick Jones, he out here making a name for himself, but other than that, Corey Black, outside of, we just found out that he's injured. He had just had a couple of nice pass breakups, and then now he's injured. Trey Hawkins injured. You got a Donald Fortune. That might be it. Outside of the regular guys, we got Artie Green too. There's a couple of guys out there. But yeah, I want to see these cornerbacks play. I want to see it real time. I want to see our run defense for real. I can't wait for I'm gonna watch the preseason like it's a playoff game. All 4 quarters. All 4 quarters, man. Tony Johnson says, what's up with Juice Wells? I haven't heard anything from him out of camp. He's local to Richmond, Virginia, and I hope he'd be competing for a spot at the end of the depth chart. Practice squad candidate, brother. Practice squad candidate. I had high hopes for Juice Wells too. And it's not from a lack of effort. You see him out there. He's doing this thing, but it's just going to be hard to crack this wide receiver room. It's hard. And again, he has that connection already with Jackson Dart. I thought he was a solid pickup as a UDFA. We actually paid him a decent amount of money. We didn't pay him the minimum when it comes to UDFAs. It's just hard to crack this wide receiver room when you think about it. And I only think we keep 6 wide receivers. Let me know how you guys feel about that. It is what it is. Muhammad says, I ain't know it ain't gonna be. I know it ain't gonna be DJ Davison. Yeah, it ain't gonna be DJ Davison. There's a chance he makes the 53 though. There's a chance he actually makes the 53, but he's hurt right now, so we'll see what happens with that. Pablo Vila says, how about the command? Everywhere is a destination for Micah Parsons if he's actually really up there. But I don't think Dallas would trade him in the division. They better not. Because let me stop. I'm not even going to talk about that. But no, everybody would be a destination if we just asking off the top. He likes Dan Quinn, of course. That's his former defensive coordinator. He has that connection with him, but Dallas is not trading Micah Parsons inside the division. That would be absolutely insane. Insane. Like, I don't like Dallas, but they not that dumb. They not that dumb. At least I hope not. Oh man. KG says, I'm watching the Steelers training camp and them boys are hitting. Joe, do you feel about the Giants not? Oh, how do I feel? I'm assuming. How do you feel about the Giants not hitting to prevent injuries? I don't like it. I think you should have some physical practices. I think at some point in time you should tackle to the ground. We saw Detroit do it. We saw the Jets do it now too, bringing that culture over from Detroit. You don't have to do it in every practice, but if we're not going to be getting substantial time in preseason, with the starters, then you absolutely should be the first time you're tackling players shouldn't be the first week of the season if you're sitting players in the preseason. But I think some teams should do that. They should adopt that philosophy of tackling. You just don't have to do it every practice or every time there are pads on. There's always a place for just thud practice, but at some point in time, like I understand these are professionals, but when you're warming yourself back up into the regular season, tackle to the ground a little bit, just a little bit. You ain't got to do it a lot, just a little bit, and pray for the best. Because at the end of the day, we worried about saving people, and they can get hurt the first play of the game of the season on some Aaron Rodgers type stuff, man. You know what I mean? Luann. I listen, Luann. I knew it when I saw it. When Terry McLaurin requested a trade, you a wide receiver crazy, Luann. I understand. It would be nice. I'm not gonna say it wouldn't be nice. We ain't got the money for that. We definitely don't have the money for that. We can't pay him wide receiver one money when he ain't the wide receiver one. He might be the wide receiver one with the Commanders, but he ain't the wide receiver one over here. You can't pay that man $30 million over here. You kidding me? No way. That's ridiculous. TP Wade says the Commanders are definitely unranked. Listen, they on like cloud 3,332 right now. They just keep going up and up. Cloud 5,000. They way up there. They way up there. I can't wait to knock them back down. Can't wait. Listen, I used to didn't even care about the Commanders. Like I really didn't. I felt like they was low, bro. You put them under the wing type deal. They had a fantastic season. I'm not going to take that away from them. They went all the way to the NFC Championship. Got smoked, but they was right there. Right there. And now all of a sudden, they don't even know what the ground looks like anymore. They so high they don't even know what the ground looks like. It is what it is. We're gonna knock them down though. That's a fact. Excuse me. Muhammad says, what's more likely to happen? Keep 4 running back. Oh, I like this question. Keep 4 running backs, keep 4 tight ends. I really want Turbo Miller to make the 53. I'm telling you right now. We are not keeping 4 running backs. That's not happening. We already got to keep 3 quarterbacks. Not keeping 4 running backs, sir. I apologize to you in advance. Apologize. It's going to be Cam Scatterbull, Tyrone Tracy, Devin Singletary. Unless something happens to Devin Singletary. That's exactly what it's going to be. So my apologies to you early. Now, the 4 tight end question. I like that question. 4 tight ends depend on how many offensive linemen we keep and how many wide receivers we keep. I only got us keeping 6 wide receivers and 9 offensive linemen. So I can handle 4 tight ends. That sounds crazy. Pause. But but I think we only need 3. Let me know how you feel about that. Let me know how you feel. My man, Dwayne Murphy, where you been, Dwayne? How you been, Dwayne? He says, got Commander fans saying Jaden Daniels doesn't need Terry McLaurin. All of a sudden, JD5 is invincible. JD5 is good. Like, don't get me wrong. He's good. But, yeah, they talking crazy. Like, I understand that Terry McLaurin's not worth $35 million. Like, I even understand that. But the way they talking about him, like he chopped liver, man. They talking, his age, and he ain't really. I'm like, wait a minute, that's your guy. I remember getting to arguments over Terry McLaurin because of you guys. I remember when I was talking trash. They said, Terry had 2 touchdowns in that game against that second game against the Giants. I said he also had 19 yards total. He had 2 touchdowns and 19 yards. Leave me alone. You gonna tell me about some Terry, and now all of a sudden, we don't even need Terry McLaurin. We got what's the rookie receiver? We got Jalen Lane or whatever that. I don't know, somebody, the kid from Virginia Tech. We got you saw that touchdown in the back. I'm like, listen, y'all out here, y'all are diabolical. Y'all act like Terry McLaurin is nice. He is good for you. And now y'all treating him like he chopped liver. That's crazy. Jonathan Pride, I already know why you're laughing. I caught it. I caught it. You can't do nothing about it. I caught it myself. I caught it myself. And there you go. Shout out to my man, Mr. Cash Gardner. Said, hello, Pauls. Hello, Paul. That's a fact. I caught it. I caught it. Jonathan Pride thought you will catch me slipping. Nah, brother. Nah. Dwayne says you can't tell Commanders fans nothing right now. You can't. He says they think it's Super Bowl or bust or they're already dying. Listen. You know, you at first, right? At first, I wanted to like entertain it because I can't tell them anything. As a Giants fan, I really can't tell them nothing. They really went to the NFC East, championship. They did that. Kudos to them. But to your point, and I don't know where you live, you might be around a lot of Commander fans. It is really Super Bowl or bust for them. For some of them, I've heard it. I'm not in the area though, but a lot of them are thinking, like, yeah, they thinking they going right back to the table. I'm looking at the Commanders like, okay, I understand where you were last year. I understand who you picked up. I feel like they got older. Did they get younger? I feel like they got older. Father Time is undefeated. It's just so many Bobby Wagners. There's just so much time Bobby Wagner got left. The wall is coming for Laramie Tunsil. Like, let's be honest. Connolly's a rookie. I mean, Lattimore? That's what you throwing at me? I understand Mikey Sarenstill is the real deal. Sarenstill is, ain't nobody, who covering Neighbors? Tell me who's covering Neighbors. Lattimore? Sarenstill? Who covering Neighbors? Nobody.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, get stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine right, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down.
That's Malik.
You're talking to.
That's Malik.
Big Dash knows what?
Nah, that's hilarious. That's hilarious, man. That's a wild pause. Yeah, I caught it. I caught it. Shout out to y'all, man. On this Authentic said he should be able to get a niche player who doesn't have to beat you with the multitude of moves, speed, and... Nah, listen. We good. We should be good. We should be... I hear you, Authentic. I'm tired of seeing Jalen Hyatt have that throttle down on these deep passes. Many of us have spoken on his route tree needing some work, but real talk, with this type of speed, yeah, he shouldn't have to throttle down at all. And I got some arguments today about that pass from Russell Wilson today. And people saying, oh, he ran a bad route. He looked like he was getting open to me. Pause. He was getting a step. And that moon ball was doing a little bit too much mooning. Pause. It was like Spirit Airlines. It was shaky on the takeoff, man. What we talking about? Shout out to Spirit Airlines, though. No disrespect. My man KG says, I'm in Hampton, Virginia. Commander fans living in fantasy land. Cowboy fans are silent. Philly fans, yeah, Philly fans are gonna talk. They listen. That's the ultimate get back. When we talk about spinning the block, when we really talk about, obviously we need to spin the block on the whole NFC East, right? We'll see what happens. I'm not jumping out the window with all of that right now. I'll say it because I'm putting the energy in the atmosphere. Sometimes I say stuff that I don't even believe. I just try to throw it up there to give it to God. Give God the alley-oop. Let him handle the rest. God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. No matter what you're going through, he'll see you through. Amen. But I'm trying to spin the block on these fellas. He said, nah, Spirit is crazy, yo. You know what I'm talking about? Going up. Keep. That moon ball had a little too much moon on it. You know what I mean? Pause. That's a fact. Said amen. That's a fact. That's a fact. Ghost Dog says defense will sleep on them and suffer for it. Listen, man. And it, what's crazy? I had a bunch of talking points. We haven't even got a check. I got to maybe 3 talking points, man. We already an hour and 30 minutes. We just gonna let this thing ride. We having a good time. I wanted to talk about some of the stars from camp. I wanted to talk about JMS, but what is there really to talk about when we talk about JMS? You know what? I'll say this about JMS. My leash for JMS, I don't know if I got anything even short enough in here to represent my leash for JMS. I got random stuff on this desk too. I don't know, man. Maybe I don't know if I got a twist tie in his my leash for John Michael Schmitz, and again, this is somebody that I adopted. I adopted John Michael Schmitz, fresh out of Minnesota. I saw him as a baby, and I said, you know what? That's my kid, John Michael Schmitz. Go ahead and put him on the Giants, and look what happened. Fell flat on my face. The leash on him is very small. Like, you know how nowadays we got the retractable leashes and all that. This an old school, about a 36-inch leash. That's what I got. That like old school 1990s pit bull leash, that kind of short leash. That's the kind of short leash, because you couldn't even trust a pit bull on anything else but a short leash back in the day, especially whatever. The short leash on John Mike, it's the shortest leash possible. I want the decision made in preseason. If we get into preseason, if we get into that Buffalo Bills preseason game next week, and we'll have the results by this time next week, I'm calling for Greg Van Roten. And I know he's out. I don't know if his wife had the baby or still waiting to have the baby or not. Salute to him. Congratulations to Greg Van Roten on the new addition to his family. I need you back at practice, sir. I need you. It ain't even real training camp. You get to go home after training camp. It ain't like the old days. We ain't in Albany. You get to go home to your family. I need you back at camp, brother. Because John Michael Schmitz got me looking like Rodney Dangerfield, man. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I don't know, man. My man KG says, Ghost Dog, I hope Hyatt has a villain arc. Yeah, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for that too. Mr. Cash Gardner says, I want Bo Collins in the receiver rotation. Pause. You don't need that. They no need for the pause for that one. You good with that one. Actually, you know what? Let me ask Jonathan Pride, man. There's no need. This one's safe, right, Jonathan? Is this a safe comment? I don't think they need to pause for that one. You should be good. I had somebody tell me, and I understand it. I'm not a spring chicken. Grown men shouldn't have to say pause. I said, I know I don't have to say pause. I like to say it. I'm sorry. I like to say it. I might be 80 years old before I feel like I don't have to say pause anymore. But right now, I'm gonna say pause. But salute to you salute to all the grown men out there. Salute to all the grown men, the mature men out there that don't feel the need to say pause. Salute to you. I congratulate you. I'm glad you made it to that part in your life where you're mature enough to not have to say it. I actually enjoy saying pause because I think it's funny. We've been going on too long, man. We done reached that part of the show where we just hanging out and vibing right now. It's just a vibe. We was talking Giants stuff. We having a good conversation. It's just a vibe right now. I'm enjoying it. Shout out to the people that's in the building. We 105 strong here still. Make sure you hit that like button on the way in. It's like wiping your feet before you walk into somebody's house. And we all do that, right? We're all respectful. Hit that like button. I appreciate you. Let the algorithm know that we in the building and we enjoying ourselves on this Saturday night. Danny Boy said, pause, give me that kid. That's crazy. That's crazy. Mr. Cat, that leash on JMS is shorter than Buzz cut. Listen. Yeah. Leash like a box braid. Yeah, that's it. Kalen Waters, what's going on? Kalen's a scatterboo, 5'6" off the field, plays like he's 6'5" on the field. Now that's a fact. That's listen. When we're talking about the players that we want to see in preseason, I want to see Cam Scatterboo. I'm mad that he has a flare up with his hamstring right now, according to Dan Duggan. I want to see Cam run for sure. I want to see him run when people are actually trying to bring him to the ground. He said it clears. Yeah, it clears. Okay, cool. It clears. I appreciate you. Says I Dash. I'm out. Good show. Looking forward to the season. Let's get some damn wins. That's a fact. Appreciate you, Authentic. Thank you for hanging out with us. Much love and respect. And again, if you are not subscribed to my man Authentic, make sure you go ahead and do that. If you are a New York Giants fan and you are not subscribed to my man Authentic, first off, what is wrong with you? What are you doing with your life? One of the best, the best produced New York Giants show on YouTube and also Bleacher Report. Shout out to my man Authentic for making those moves, man. Shout out to you, man. Much love and respect. You have a good rest of your night. Shout out to my man Authentic, man. DeMarco said you catching all the pauses tonight. Now, he said if you miss one, they're not. Yeah, listen, man. Listen, my man Jonathan Pride, man. You see him right here. You see my man Jonathan Pride. Hold on, let me get to that comment. We get to that comment.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Oh man, he says Jonathan Pride. Now listen, this is the captain. This is the colonel right here. He gonna catch it. He gonna catch it. He says he wants him in the receiver rotation is shaky. He's on point. Pause. The colonel, captain, lieutenant has spoken. It was pause worthy. There it is. There it is. There it is. All right, let's go. The man has spoken. Mr. Cash said word. It's a fact. Luann says, am I the only woman in here? Hopefully not. I hope not. Salute to all the women that in the building that enjoy talking this Giants talk. Shout out to Luann. Hopefully you're not. I can't confirm, but hopefully you're not. Pablo says, I'll be happy splitting wins and losses with Dallas and Philly. With Washington, I'm trying to witness a sweep for the get back. This would bring me joy. That's a fact. Spinning the block. And it's crazy, too, because Pablo, man, am I right or wrong, man? You wasn't worried about the Commanders. They was little brother. You put them under the wing. They left Earth. They have not come back. And what happens to people when they leave Earth for too long? What happened to those astronauts when they got stuck out there? What happened when you come back? You got all types of problems when you get back to land. I'm trying to knock them right out of the atmosphere. Bring them right back down to Earth. Right back down to Earth. Oh, man. Shout out to my man Jonathan Pride with the $20 super chat. Back-to-back super chats. Let's go.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
And you hear him, right? The champ is here. I'm going to play this for you. Shout out to my man Jonathan. Woo! Ric Flair. What we doing, man? Muhammad Diallo, what's going on? He just says, bro, I'm still not worried about the Commanders. I don't hear their ish talk. They still got a long way to go. Listen, they still little, bro. They little bro that, just graduated. They made it back to the family cookout. They might be a little bit taller than you. Because, sometimes the little brother, or most of the time, the little brother is, taller than the big brother. And you got to knock down some reality back into him. So, yes, you did a fantastic job. You went to college, you graduated, you came back. I'm proud of you. Now, get back to where you're supposed to be at. Stop talking crazy, man. Stop talking crazy. Shout out to my man Dope Daz in the building with the $10 super chat.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
What's going on, Dope Des? All he said was, "What's up, Big Dash? What's going on, Dope Des? How you been? How you feeling? Hopefully the family's good. Hopefully you're doing good. Hopefully you're enjoying your weekend, the start of your weekend, and hopefully tomorrow, you're able to relax and enjoy yourself before you get right back to work. Or maybe you might even be at work right now. I don't know, but hopefully you're enjoying yourself right now. Appreciate the love and support as always, Dope Des. OKC says, I want to see these backup linebackers inside and outside line. That's a fact. I do. Miguel Centron says, besides neighbor Shane hasn't drafted anyone that made a difference on the team to get a big contract. True. I'll say this though. My number one breakout player this upcoming season, breakout player. Like, we already got expectations for Dex, expectation for Burns, expectation for Abdul Carter. I'm talking about my number one breakout player is Tyler Nubin. I believe so much in Tyler Nubin. I think he actually might lead the team in interceptions this year. That's how I feel about Tyler Nubin. Have not scratched the surface with his ability. Everybody wants to put him in the box, literally as a box safety to support the run. He can do it all. He's a do-it-all safety. I think he's going to have the breakout season. And then you can add him to the list of Joe Shane draftees, that make a big difference. Outside of that, Tyrone Tracy, you can add to that too. Possibly, he came out to the scene, pause. He broke out last year, had a successful season, and this year he should be able to add to that. So there's a couple players out there. Just give them some time. Theo Johnson could be another one too. We'll see what happens. My man Muhammad, look at that. He says, my breakout player for this year is Theo Johnson. I can see it. Okay, let's get in here. I think we are all caught up. And then I can go back to this notebook to get back to some of my talking points. KG says, so will Neighbors be the first offensive player to get a big bag outside of AT? Short answer is yes. Yes. That's one of the reasons why you went out there and got Jackson Dart, because after this season, after the Russ contract is up and you move on, that quarterback room is not making any money. So you have the space to take care of your players in the future. That window of being a Super Bowl competitive team or contending team, you want to do that while you have a quarterback on a rookie deal. So it's the metal's to the floor right now. Like 25 is 25. 2025 is 2025. But this is one of these building block seasons to get to where we're going. We got to win the Super Bowl by 2029. Don't forget that. In order to keep our streak alive of having a Super Bowl win in every decade since 1980, we got to win the Super Bowl by 2029. That's it. That's my ultimate goal. To get that Super Bowl by 2029, to keep that streak alive. It'll be 50 years, 5 decades where the New York Giants have won a Super Bowl in every decade since the 1980s. 2029. So last year we got to get a Super Bowl by 2029. That's the big picture. And now if we can get there before then, fantastic. Even better. Muhammad said, man, Neighbors is about to break the bank when he's listen. You figure we got him for 5 years, right? We got the 4-year deal, 5th-year option, most barring any injuries, anything like that, or any kind of wild stuff happening. We got Neighbors for 5 years. But when it's time to pay that man, who knows what wide receivers are going to be making? He might be the first $40 million wide receiver. Like, let's be honest. He might really be the first $40 million wide receiver. Just think about that. Just think about that. Crazy amount of money. Tony Johnson says, sorry if I missed you addressing this, but who is the slot wide receiver? Should Wandell go down? Amir Smith-Marset. Listen, and you might laugh at that. You might laugh at Amir Smith-Marset. Shout out to Jersey, man. Shout out to Jersey. Right now, he's the backup slot. Now, I will also say this, though. You have guys that can play multiple positions, too. Because Hyatt can play in the slot. Neighbors can play in the slot. So, there's versatility there. But Amir Smith-Marset right now will be that guy for me. And please, and I'm guilty of it. I was sleeping on Smith-Marset. I think, okay, he's a returner. He's a little bit more than that. And he's shown it in the camp, too. Flying under the radar. But watch him in offense. The man can move. And he can run routes. And he has good hands. And then that made me go back to look at him when he played at Iowa. And I'm like, oh, okay, no, he can play. He just needs the opportunity to prove himself. And I think that this is going to be one of those years. Maybe even in preseason we'll see it. He's not just a return guy. He can actually give you some decent snaps as a wide receiver. DeMarco says, I swear I need to learn that Ric Flair line before week 1. I'm on my family's ass with it, especially when Leak scores. Now, that's a fact, man. Shout out to Ric Flair, man. Ric Flair probably the number one trash talker in WWF, WWE history. I've gotten the arguments. Some people say The Rock. Some people say, well, it definitely wasn't what's the guy's name? Peacemaker. I can't. It's just not. John Cena can't talk like Ric Flair talk. Ain't too many wrestlers that can talk trash like Ric Flair, or can talk it like Ric Flair. But yeah, shout out to Ric Flair, man. John Young said, "What's going on, Big Dash? What's going on, John? How we doing, man?" Danny Boy said, "You gotta have the Macho Man." Listen, I'm working on that too. I just like that Ric Flair one. I only got so many buttons on this thing right now. You only got too many buttons. So, but nah, I thought about Macho Man because Macho Man, for me, it's Ric Flair then Macho Man. Macho Man was different. Ric Flair just was. It was so easy for him to talk trash. And then the woos after that, Ric Flair got it. Now Macho Man was, Macho Man, his cadence was different. Rest in peace, Macho Man. Man, let me see if I'm caught up. I think I got everything here. All right, I got the super chats. Where we at? We had an hour, 48 minutes, 115 still strong in the build. I do have a couple more topics, though. Then we're going to close this thing out, right? We're going to close this thing out. Oh, not to mention, I did say I had one more name as far as what players I don't have to see during preseason. I don't have to see Darius Slayton. I will much rather see more Jalen Hyatt and more of these UDFA wide receivers than Darius Slayton. I think we all know who Darius Slayton is. And it's not that I don't want to see Darius Slayton because he's fantastic. No, it's not about that. It's about, we know who Darius Slayton is. We also know that Jalen Hyatt needs to get more reps. And I need to see that in the preseason. Wandell Robinson, his route tree is going to be a little bit different when he's playing with Russ. I need to see him in the preseason. Juice Wells, Bo Collins, Zach Pascal, all Jordan Bly, all these guys, Dalen Cambry. The list goes on and on, right? I need to see these guys. Lil Jordan Humphrey. I got to see these guys. Shout out to Pellegrino. Not sponsored by Pellegrino, but shout out to them. Got the check, please. Hey, Gio, I promise you, we are not talking about that man. We are not talking about that man. You ain't even got to worry about it. My man KG says, I'm not going to lie. I think the breakout season can come from multiple players. O'Kerry, K, Phillips, Wandell, Slayton, Kayvon, Burns, Banks, Nubin. There's a lot of potential on this team. There is. Shout out to my man Miguel. He says Emery Hunt on Big Blue Band. I did see that episode. Said he went to camp last year and said that the coach said to a coach, this is a 3-win team. And that coach disagreed. And this year in camp, he said we look like a 7-9 win squad. I did see that. Shout out to Emery Hunt. Emery Hunt's a cool dude too, man. He had reached out to me on Twitter a while back. I had put out some controversy on Twitter when I made a comment about Shedeur Sanders, and he hit me in my DMs. He said, "Yo, you're not the only one that thinks that way. I feel the same way too." And it felt good too, man. It felt good that, somebody with his background that has his type of knowledge of the game, was agreeing with one of my opinions. So shout out to Emery Hunt, man. Cool dude, man. And puts in a lot of work too. Shout out to him. I got to get Emery on here too, man. Emery's a cool dude. Muhammad says, honestly, I want to see the entire first team offense and defense for at least a half this preseason. I'm going to say this, right? Because they're going to do us dirty in that Jets game because we're going to end up practicing with them that week. I think our best bet is the Buffalo game. I think we should be able to see these guys a lot in the Buffalo game. That Jets game, unless Brian Dable has switched his philosophy, we've seen it 2 years in a row. Whatever team we had the joint practice with, usually our starters didn't play in that preseason game, which I absolutely disagree with that philosophy. But I think this Buffalo game, first preseason game, I think we see these guys for a couple of series, man. If not the whole first quarter, I'm hoping for the first quarter because we're probably not going to see them much for the Jets preseason game. And then, I forgot who's our third game with this year, preseason game. Damn, I forgot that fast. It's not the Patriots, right? No, it's not the Patriots. That was last year. Anyway, but I think this Buffalo game, I think that's probably the most we're going to see these guys, the first team possibly playing together. And then that Jets game is going to be about what happened in practice, because it's going to be that Jets practice is going to be physical. Mark my words, it's going to be very physical. We'll see what happens. Luann says starters need to play for a half. Listen, I'll accept it. I really would. I really would. I'm the type that, I want to see these guys play. I mean, again, there's certain people that I don't want to see at all. Neighbors, Dex, Andrew Thomas, I don't need to see them at all. But this offensive line, again, they're already playing without Andrew Thomas right now, so the chemistry is already going to be thrown off. But Andrew Thomas is Andrew Thomas at the end of the day. But I need to see the rest of this offensive line for a decent amount of time. I don't care if it's Russ for a couple of series and then it's Jackson Dart, for the rest of the half after that. But I need to see this offensive line has to gel. They need that chemistry. Just think about it right now. Just think about between injuries and the competition at who's going to be at right guard, and then Greg Van Roten missing practices due to the new addition to his family, and then Runyon was slow to come back, and he's back now and all that, and they're moving around. They really need to settle some things in these preseason games when it comes to the offensive line. And Brian Dable said it. He said it's a good competition right now, right guard. You got GBR, you got Evan Neal, you got Jake Kubas. But he said these preseason games are going to be important to where they go in the season. Now, I already feel like they're trying their best to get Evan Neal to be the guy at right guard. I think that's their plan. I think that's what they're working towards. But I think that Evan Neal has to live up to that. And we'll see what happens. And again, next week around this time, we'll have some more answers. That game will be over. I'm not going to do it. I was thinking I should watch that game live, but I'm not doing that. I can't watch. Yeah, I can't do it. Sounds good, but I can't do it. Shout out to my man Joseph with the $5 super chat.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
All right, he says the Redskins now. Is that what it is? They going, well, that's what they're saying. Trump wanted them to go back to the Redskins. That's what he said. He says they were lucky to beat the Giants twice last year. Bears also got lucky. He said they will be cellar dwellers, is what I'm thinking that you're saying. Cellar dwellers. I'm here for it. Listen, they're giving, when it comes to the Bears, Caleb, I don't know what's going to happen with Caleb, man. Caleb went from a sure thing, everybody, the no-brainer quarterback, to now they're looking at him like, I don't know if he's going to survive out there. And that's crazy. And they just extended the GM. So imagine if he gets Caleb Williams wrong and you already extended him. Like, what are we doing? Danny Boy said Caleb will be going in 2 more years. Listen, it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good for Caleb Williams over there. And that's crazy, too, because they went and got Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson was like a crazy mastermind for the Detroit Lions. And you get to Chicago like, yeah, I'm going to work on Caleb Williams. And now you're seeing him in practice like, it's looking funny in the light. Looking funny in the light. Low Flame says, Evan Neal looking good at guard. Big Dash, future star at right guard, calling it right now. I hope you're right. I want this to be true. I want you to be right. It makes the most sense. Why? Because, again, he's a younger player. He's coming up on a contract year. He done wasted a lot of our time, which means if he does do good at guard, we can sign him back for cheap and do what? So help solidify this off the line for the future. So if you're calling it right now, I hope you're absolutely right. I hope you're right. Also, what that does, if he wins that right guard spot, I'm looking at JMS like GVR is on your neck. You better not slip up, mess up at all. Because Greg Van Roten came in last year, played center, and he did a pretty good job. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Hold on. He said, Danny Boy said he was crying about his headset. Was that true? Is that what it was? We might not be talking about the same thing. Are you talking about when he was trying to throw when the quarterbacks were doing the target practice with the Nets? Is that what you're talking about? You said he was crying about his headset. Was that true? I saw him walk off because he couldn't throw any of those balls in the net. Pause. And he walked off. Talking about Caleb Williams. That's a clip I saw today, though. But you talking about his headset wasn't working? Okay. I don't know if I remember. Was that part of Hard Knocks or something like that when his helmet wasn't working? Listen, but that it don't take much for Caleb to cry anyway. We already know what it is. Oh man, 5-string fling the art law. He says if we sign Christian Wilkins, what number will he wear? That's a trick question. You know what? I'm gonna turn that question around. I'm gonna ask you. 5-string fling the art law. If we sign Christian Wilkinson, what number is he gonna wear? I want to see where you take it. Pause first. I want to see where you go with that one. So you let me know what number you think he's gonna have when we sign him. Big Reggie 28, what's going on? He said, what up, Dash? Evan Neal looking nice at guard. Just need this team overall health to be good for the 2025 season. That's a fact. No, I mean, health. It's all about health at the end of the day. I need Andrew Thomas to be healthy. I need him to be healthy. Evan Neal, yes. I'm the whole offensive line. I don't want anybody getting injured. I would love to have all the starters for all 17 games. Listen, man, I already knew it. You went right where I thought you was going. You went right where I thought you was going, man. That's why I flipped and turned it. That's why I flipped it and turned it back to you. Pause. Yeah. I knew that's where you was going. That's why I left it alone. That's why I left it alone. Born for Sports says, we don't need Weirdo Wilkins, a.k.a. DT Paul. Nah, yeah, capital pause. Capital pause. Christian Wilkins. I showed my wife the clip. She was like, what's wrong with him? So that's the $1 million question. We don't know what's wrong, but something is definitely wrong with him. It's a wild boy. That's a wild boy. We hit the 2-hour mark. We still got 120 people still in here. Shout out to y'all. Thank you for the love and respect. Thank you for vibing with me. It's 11 o'clock. What we doing? What are we doing? Low Flames says Evan Neal was always decent at run blocking. This is perfect position for him. Listen, you get no arguments from me. It makes sense for Evan Neal to play guard. It makes sense for him to be good at it. We just got to see him be good at it. Right now, everything's pointing to the direction of yes, he's going to be good at it. Just got to see it in the game. Brian Dable said it. Darnell D says, yo, just getting in here. How we doing, bro? We about to shut it down. That's how we doing. We've been going for 2 hours, brother. Salute to you. Thank you for joining, but make sure you catch the replay. We still got a little bit of time. We're going to get through the rest of these comments, though. So anything you want to ask Darnell, make sure you ask it soon. We still got some time for you, brother. Love and support. Thank you very much for tuning in, even though you're 2 hours late. Even though you're 2 hours late, Darnell. What we doing, man? You just getting off of work? You just getting in from the club? You just getting back from the library? What's going on, Darnell? How you doing, man? Happy Saturday to you. Sean Jackson says, Dash, today they were moving Neal at right guard, but he was also lined up at left guard too. I felt like Wandell was a lot more involved than Hyatt when it came to targets today. Newman looks good at times too. So you said a lot. Yes, they did have Evan Neal working at left guard as well with the twos. That's John Runyon's spot right now. John Runyon is the left guard until something changes. But yeah, I think he pretty much got that lock right now. You said you felt like Wandell was a lot more involved. He did have one of the best circus catches today. Was able to catch that deep pass after it got deflected by Andrew Phillips, and then was batted up in the air. He fell down to the ground, was able to catch the ball on his back paws, and got up and scored a touchdown. Now Wandell Robinson is doing well. You figure we turned him into a short down receiver. We're seeing now in training camp with Russell Wilson and other quarterbacks that are willing to take the deep shots that he's that he can be a part of that game as well. He is limited as far as his stature goes. Limited catch radius too, but he has the heart of a lion. He wants to go get it, and I appreciate him, for taking advantage of the opportunities that he's been given, and he's been making more plays and leaving them out there on the field. So shout out to him. And he has been more involved than Hyatt. Yeah, absolutely. And then as far as Newman's my breakout candidate. So shout out to Tyler Newman. A lot of people gonna, as far as Giants fans go, you're gonna see how good he is this year for sure. No doubt in my mind. Darnell said he just got back from dinner. Hopefully you enjoyed your dinner, brother. Tony Johnson said, if we were to trade Jameis Winston, what position would you want in return? I doubt it happens, but I see the rumors floating. Yeah, I'm pretty sure people are calling for Jameis Winston. And if any quarterback goes down in like the preseason, they're going to keep on calling for Jameis Winston. It wouldn't even be about a position. It's about draft capital for me. If we're giving up Jameis Winston, because we're giving up a lot. Some people might say, well, it's just Jameis Winston. He's not making a lot of money, and he might be the quarterback 3. No, it's more than that, because we got him locked in for a fantastic price. He is locked in for 2 years, fantastic price. We don't know what's going to happen with Russell Wilson in year 2 in 2026, and then obviously somebody needs to be here for Jackson Dart after Russell Wilson possibly leaves. And Jameis Winston is that guy. So if we giving up Jameis Winston, then I need draft picks for him. I need a draft pick if I'm giving up Jameis Winston. My man Brian says, who else is here? Who else is from Jersey? Well, you already know I'm from Jersey. And then Born for Sports says, heard Jersey had an earthquake. When did you hear that? You let me know when you heard that. It's something recent. I got to Google that. My mom is still in Jersey. My big brother and all of them are all in Jersey. So I'm pretty sure if it was something serious, it would have texted me though. If it was something crazy. But let me know. Let me know where it hit for the people that got access to it. And had the time to look that up if there was actually a earthquake in Jersey. That's crazy. Earthquake in Jersey? What are we talking about here? Muhammad says Marcus Bowe looked good too. I think he's going to be a dog one day. Not sure what position he's going to be, but I like him. I think they need to keep him on the outside. I think he has to be on the outside. Whether it's right side or left side, I saw he was getting some run at left tackle today. Fantastic. Saw some clips. He held his own. James Hudson had a penalty, pre-snap penalty, and had to check himself out the game. And because he did that, Marcus Bowe got some valuable snaps. valuable reps in practice today. So shout out to Marcus Bow. All right, I think we caught up. We are caught up, and we are past the 2-hour mark. We're going to shut this thing down. Born for Sports said my homie called me, and I just saw Luminor tweeted too. Yeah, I'll check in on my family once we close this thing down. Joseph Wilcox says, got to keep Winston in case of Russ injury. That's a fact, too. We just can't be giving this guy away, man. Early in the season, at least. That's a fact. That's a fact. There's a bunch of things that can happen. It's a bunch. Right now, our quarterback room is the best it's been in a very long time. All three quarterbacks, good options. But the main thing is we're not trying to throw Jackson Dart out there too soon. And you have two more than capable quarterbacks to get through the 2025 season with, and to allow that man to sit on the side and develop. That's what it is at the end of the day. Somewhere in Bergen County. Okay. I had to check in there. My man said Jersey for sure. That's a fact. He said, how New Jersey?
You talking to
Follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me.
That's how New Jersey I am. That's how New Jersey I am, man. Shout out to Jersey, man. Shout out to Jersey. Y'all already know what it is, man. Y'all know what it is. Hopefully I don't get flagged for that. They might try to demonetize me just for that little clip. Hopefully not. I only played like 6 seconds. It is what it is. Sean Jackson says, my son and I were close to the training camp action today. Jameis is definitely a character. I think DeVito will be the quarterback who doesn't make the fun. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hakeem, Ahmad, Manahan, we're in the building. He said, chill with that pause talk. Hey, man. Some people like it, some people don't. It is what it is. All right, Coach Ed says, peace and blessings, RIP and peace to Super. Who we talking about? Peace to Super, who we talking about? He says, follow me for, I got it. My bad. Yes, absolutely. The guy that made that song. I'm over here bugging. I think you telling me something else. That's a fact. But no, that's how Jersey I am for sure. For those that know, almost fooled my head, Coach. I had to think about it. That's the song I was playing. Yeah. Ramondre 81 says, on a different note, Dallas and Washington dealing with some drama. You think McLaurin and Parsons play week 1 or 2, or are they going to sit? I don't have an answer for you right now. It's still way too early. McLaurin for sure. I don't know what's going on. I think Micah Parsons gets paid probably this upcoming week. I think Jerry Jones can talk that tough stuff. He's known for playing people late, dragging things out and stuff like that. Micah Parsons getting paid. He ain't leaving Dallas. Now, McLaurin, on the other hand, I don't know what's going to happen with McLaurin. If he's asking for $35 million, $34 million, he's probably not going to get that from the Commanders. He's going to have to come down off that price. He is absolutely going to have to come down off that price. No doubt in my mind. Trisha K says, yo, Big Dad, what's up? I went to training camp. Did you enjoy yourself at training camp? Did you like what you saw at training camp? A lot of people, everybody that I spoke to that went to training camp enjoyed, talk about the energy out there on the field. The energy in the building is different. It's a vibe and all that. There's a lot of positivity coming out of camp. So people are on that. Yeah, my phone going off. But yeah. Luis says, Dash, you need to stay live a little longer. Nah, I'm shutting this thing down. I'm shutting this thing down. Trisha K says it was exciting. Nah, a lot of people are saying the same things, but it's a lot of excitement stirring right now in MetLife for sure. In East Rutherford. Coach Ed says, Dash, I'm with you on being Jersey 50 plus years. He says, follow. Yeah, that's right. And 50 years in counting. I can't even talk right now. I heard you the first time, Trisha. It was exciting. I heard you. I got you. 24-hour stream. Yeah, right. That ain't me. That is not me. I can't do that. It would have to be a fantastic charity for me to do something like that. Is it Pat Bassett said, it says no dash, I just got here, bro. Hey, well, better late than never. Gotta catch the recap. Yeah, you're gonna have to catch the recap, brother. My good brother. Gotta catch the recap. He says we take whatever dash we can get. Now I appreciate that. I appreciate the love and support, man. So we all caught up here. We are 11 minutes over the 2-hour point. I appreciate everybody for vibing. We had a good time. At least I think we had a good time. I enjoy myself talking Giants and talking everything else with you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and check on my family, see how this earthquake did in New Jersey. Well, I guess I get the scoop first because I don't want to call and wake anybody up that's over there because it is late. And my mom, she go to sleep at like 7 o'clock now. She don't be playing around. If it was an earthquake, she probably slept through it. Probably slept right through it. Plus, she ain't in Bergen County, but it's close enough. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this thing up. Let me get these last couple comments, and then we're gonna close this thing down. Tony Johnson says there's a lot of talk about how tough our schedule is, but the teams we play have their own issues too. Now that's a fact. And listen, I don't even care. I don't care about these other teams and possibly what's going on with them and turmoil. I don't care about none of that, right? None of that. But just wanted to say, just like for me, when I look at this defense and now that I'm seeing how this offense is, I'm not scared of anybody. I'm not scared of nobody on this schedule. It is what it is. Coach Ed, somebody said that there was an earthquake in New Jersey. I didn't see reports myself, but they were saying that possibly around the Bergen County area. So, like I said, I didn't see anything. I know you in Jersey, clearly by the question, you didn't feel anything. Pause. So, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Joseph Wilcox says 100 still. Nah, salute to everybody, man. We 2 hours. We went in for 2 hours. 2 hours. I appreciate the love and support, man. I appreciate it for all the people, all the new subscribers and everything. And again, if you are, listen, I'll say this. For the people that are New York Giants fans, this might be your first time seeing this channel. First time seeing me. Don't know who this guy is on your screen. My name is Big Dash Knows. I'm a New York Giants fan, true blue, all the way through, right? All the way through. So if you are a New York Giants fan and you are not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You will not be disappointed. We talk about Giants here. And when it comes to the late night Giants talk on Saturday, it's a family affair. If you are a New York Giants fan, you are family. You see the chat. You see how live it is. You see that people actually get to talk and get their points across during this live. We are talking. It's a vibe, man. Late night Giants talk. It's not just about me. It's about everybody. And I make sure that I get to as many comments as possible. And that's what we do. That's what I do. That's what we do here. Big Blue Nation. You see it on the bottom, on the bottom of the screen. Shout out to y'all. And here we go. My man always coming through with showing the love and support. My man Jonathan Pride with the $50 super chat.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
He says you was on point, nervous, laughing my ass off. Great job. Shout out to the chat. Always great last minute pause. Yeah, it's always something. It's always something. It's always. But shout out to you. Thank you for the love and support as always. You already know. We talk on Instagram and everything. So shout out to you, man. Thank you. Appreciate you for the love and support, man, as always. Day one. Coach Ed says you a Scarlet Knights fan. Drop the Bama BS. Listen, man. I lost in the playoffs at Rutgers on that field in Rutgers. And when I was in high school, man, I lost the championship. Rutgers is what Rutgers is, man. Shout out to Rutgers, man. Shout out to the Scarlet Knights. But you already know, Coach, is Roll Tide. That's my whole father's side of the family. That's where we from. I still got land down there. We got a family farm down there in Alabama, not too far outside of Tuscaloosa too. So I am an Alabama fan through and through. That's where my people are buried. Roll Tide. Sean Jackson says definitely a different training camp vibe with Russ as our quarterback. Now that's a fact. It's different for everybody. For everybody that says, negative things about Russell Wilson, you can't deny the fact that he brought a different type of energy during this training camp. we gotta at least give him that credit. There's a different level of confidence in the air for the New York Giants, and I think a lot of that is because they actually believe in the quarterback position. They're seeing it every day in practice. They're seeing it off the field, on the field. He's not just talking the talk; he's actually backing it up with his play too. So yeah, man, shout out to Russell Wilson. Now, when we get into these games, we hit the refresh button. Whatever happened in training camp happened in training camp. We get to week 1, reset button. He got to go out there and help us win games at the end of the day. And I think that Russell Wilson can absolutely do that. And I also think he's the best quarterback in the room to do that right now. So shout out to Russell Wilson for bringing that energy for sure. For sure. Luann says, oh, hell no, we aren't scared of that schedule. Now, that's a fact. We're not scared of nothing. Not scared of nothing at all. Not scared of nothing at all. My man Joseph agreeing with Sean. My man Phil said, roll Tide. Noah Carter going to have a year. Let's talk about it. Let's roll Tide, man. That'll be another day, another episode for another day, though. So I will say this. I'm going to shut this thing down. Again, I appreciate the love and support. Thank everybody for vibing with me. God is good all the time. God is good. Whatever you going through, God will see you through. Make sure you guys remember that. And with that being said, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows Big Blue Nation.